What is up, guys? I am back with another beer and book talk. It's not gonna be a review. I just want to talk about this little series that I just recently read, and I feel like I'm gonna do more of these because there are a lot of like small series that are like 3 to 5 books that I would just love to talk about the whole series, especially if I liked the whole series. But first, we need to grab a beer. So this will be a little hint as to what the books are about, but this is the can. Oh no, I'm a big baseball fan. Huh? So this is Jandy Ronson from No Boat Brewing, and it is a double dry hopped double IPA with Mosaic and Nelson Sauvin hops. I don't normally like Nelson Sauvin hops, but I couldn't resist the can. 8.4%. Obviously it's a double IPA. This is also my second beer today because I filmed another video, and I don't know what it is with me and 8% beers today, but I don't need a second one, but here we are. Well, she is definitely hazy. Well, obviously this is what she looks like. This smells so fucking good. I may be back in my IPA era, guys. So cheers. Oh, goddamn. That is actually really good. Usually, I don't love the aftertaste. That's where the Nelson Sauvin hops, I can taste them in the aftertaste. But I would give this I'd give it a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 because I do really enjoy this. And I mean, you drink it quick enough, there won't be an aftertaste. And now onto the book series. Obviously, with the beer I just had, it's a baseball series. And if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, you know baseball's one of my favorite sports. And I've been trying to find a good baseball series because hockey romance is obviously all over and that's awesome, but like, hockey's over. And baseball needs more love, personally. I think it does, because it's a fun sport and it's a fun sport to drink at, personally. And also, baseball butts. Hello? So your girl has been on a mission to find a good baseball series. The first book I had read, it was in another video. I didn't like it. It wasn't good. It was boring. Now I found one, y'all. This is the Out of Reach series. There's only 4. So the first one is Beyond the Bases, and it is about Larissa and Easton, and she is a single mom. One of my favorite tropes, single parent at all. And he is a professional baseball player. They run into each other at a bar. She is super resistant. Her bestie is the one that's like, hey, I like your buddy. And she's like trying, and Easton is like love at first sight. He's like, I love this woman. Like, I need her in my life. So he tries. He is pining. He is going after her, and she is like, I have a child. Like, I can't just think about me. It's so good. And I love it. It was adorable. So goddamn cute. Exactly what I wanted. There's not a lot of spice, but there's dry humping, which I feel is underrated, and I loved it because it happens in the outfield. And if for a baseball girly, I'm like, that sounds great. I loved that. Now, the next 3 in the series are about their daughters. Obviously, like I said, she's a single mom. Easton adopts her daughter legally. Then they have 2 more daughters. Easton gets a little annoying as a dad figure, obviously because he's not, the main male character, but he's like their dad. He gets very protective in these. He gets better by the last book. The second one is Beyond the Game, which is about their oldest, Paisley. And the beginning of this and how they meet is like literally any fangirl's dream ever. She's at the baseball stadium watching a game. Her dad is retired at this point, but her uncle, which is her dad's like best friend, but she calls him her uncle. He's like the general manager for the baseball team, and it's like a family team. Like they always have tickets and seats. So her and her best friend go to watch a game. She loves baseball. Obviously, it's her whole life. And there is a hot guy that sits right next to her, and she's like, oh my god, I can't focus on the game. He is so hot. But then they end up on the kiss cam and basically have like the best kiss of each other's life, and then she leaves. He doesn't even get to know her name, has no idea who she is. She also has no idea who he is, which he is on the farm team for like their state, and he's getting pulled up to said baseball team, and she's about to be the athletic trainer. One of my favorite, like, I don't even know if you could call it a trope, probably, but like any sports type things where it's an athlete and then like the athletic trainer person. She is also very similar to her mother in the first book, where she is super resistant. She's like, no, like, we're not gonna do this. Like, no, this isn't happening. Also, because like they're technically co-workers, but like her uncle was like, I don't care, go at it. This one is definitely spicier than the first one, but I wouldn't say it's like outrageously spicy. I gave it like a 2 out of 5. But the little bit that's in there, I enjoyed it. Very good. So now the third one is about Peyton and Holden. Another good trope where he actually plays for the rival team, but he's about to get traded, no one knows, to that team. And they meet in a club. She knows who he is because he has a nice little reputation as a playboy. And she's like, I am staying away from that. But of course, they just have this connection and they can't stay away from each other. And then guess what happens? So he gets traded, they're having a little like team meeting, and she walks in and she's like, what the fuck? He cannot get her out of his mind. He's like, I need this girl. Tries to get her number, her friends are good friends, and they're like, no, we're not giving you her number, she has to give you her number. And he literally goes to the club they met like multiple nights in a row to run into her again. But then her friend tells him, oh, well, she goes to this coffee shop to study every day. He's like, well, what coffee shop? She was like, nope, you get to find which one it is. Again, like a good best friend. I'm gonna give away all the information, but also she's like, but here's some tidbits. Obviously, finally run into each other, and he is just super sweet to her and everything, and she's like, what is happening? Okay, maybe he is really nice, because obviously she had like a famous baseball player dad, and her brother-in-law is a famous baseball player. She knows that the media can twist things. So, and that's what he's like, it's not really who I am, etc, etc. She finally gives him a chance, and then like all this other stuff happens, and they're just so adorable. It's very cute, because he is sort of a playboy in it, but it's cute to see him be like, oh, I like this girl. I need to drop my entire life for her. So precious. The last one is about the youngest sister. She is 18 turning 19 in this one. She is a freshman in college, and so it happens sort of technically during the third book, because she goes on spring break to Florida, which is where spring training is happening. Every romance book ever, she meets this guy on the beach because his frisbee lands at her feet, and then they just start talking. And she's obviously there with her best friend, and her best friend's like, yeah, we need to go hang out with those hot guys. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're here for like 5 days. Let's go. Basically immediately hit it off, and after 4 days, the dude's like, oh no, we're doing this. We're gonna keep talking. I'm gonna make it official. We're doing this. She's like, this is not gonna work. Like, and oh, sorry, did I mention he's also a baseball player? Because obviously, you know, that's the theme of this. The first one in this series is definitely my favorite, but that last one is my second favorite, and it's like very close, because it would, like, that last book, you can like feel their emotions for each other, even though they're like 18, 19. In my mind, that's like children still, but they are just, they're so cute. And Peyton and Griffin they're like literally just tooth rotting fluff. It was so precious. And like the ending, so like I don't normally read epilogues, but I saw like one of the epilogues said Easton, which is obviously the dad, and I was like, oh wait, okay, I need to read this. And it was so cute, I almost cried, because it was like kind of like the last chapter of the whole series, and rounding it out, I was just like, oh my god. I didn't cry, but I almost did. So if you are looking for a cute, fluffy, just a little bit of spice baseball series, I would recommend this series, because I loved it, and I feel like this was a very good introduction into baseball. Also, as someone who's into baseball, everything made sense. You can tell Kaylee Ryan watches baseball, or at least Googled, did her research, and understood how baseball works in the seasons and everything, which I also really liked. Because I know even in the hockey romance, there's a lot of people that were like, okay, this author has no idea about hockey, like anything about hockey, because none of it made sense. So I really enjoyed that, like, Kaylee didn't fuck it up at all. She understood everything, and I am absolutely obsessed with the series. I would absolutely buy physical copies of these because I loved it so much. I hope you enjoyed my little beer and book talk instead of like a book review. I guess this was kind of a review, but if you follow me on Instagram, you know I've already talked about all these books. Okay, follow me on Instagram because half the stuff I talk about on here, it'll probably be immediately posted to Instagram. So if you enjoyed this, subscribe, like, leave a comment of if there's a book series you want me to read that you think I would like, please tell me below. I love my never-ending TBR list. And also follow me on TikTok. All of my ads are the same as Lost in the Hops with 2 S's. Follow me on TikTok though, because I'm starting to do beer and book reviews there again, just with like shorter books, and they were requested because people like them, I guess. So I hope you have a good day.